What is going on, everybody? We got the lowrider down here, but it's a 2015 F350 and we have 105,000 miles on it. Yes, VCM's hooked up, but what I want to talk about is how are you guys bleeding brakes? Are you bleeding brakes the old-fashioned way? Are you using some sophisticated tool? Or are you gonna do it like this? Come on guys, let's go. All right, everybody, thanks so much for coming back and checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. This particular vehicle we have going on today, it is a Michigan truck. It is very rusty, but I want to talk about something that everybody's going to have to do when doing their brakes. And one of those things is if you're going to have to replace the calipers, just like I did on all four corners, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to bleed the brakes. That may kind of freak people out, but I don't want you guys to be alarmed. Everybody can use tools and play with Legos and facilitate removing parts, but we're gonna show you, and I'm gonna talk about something just so you guys kind of are more aware of what's going on in your braking system. Now, a couple of things that we can do is you could buy an expensive bleeder and that would hook up to the brake master cylinder and would use air operated stuff to, we called it a bleeder ball at the dealer, and it would apply air pressure so you wouldn't have to have somebody in the vehicle applying the brakes. This is kind of a solo way to do it. Not gonna be cheap. You could make a mess. There's a risk with doing that. Not everybody at home is going to have a brake fluid machine that is going to be readily accessible. This is what I do, and this is what I have always done before I have ever gone and got the pressure bleeder. The only time I've gotten the pressure bleeder is I had to replace a master cylinder on a Taurus, and I had to do an ABS bleed and a whole bunch of nonsense with the computer, and I needed to use the pressure bleeder. That's just what I had to do. I don't use it on the Superduty. It's not necessary. You can, absolutely, but not necessary. What I want to do is start doing brake fluid flushes, but I'm going to get myself into a situation where on the vehicle that I'm working on, I'm going to wind up having to put 4 calipers on just because I want to get the brake fluid flushed. What do? Do you buy the machine and then let the customers know that, hey, if this is going to be rotten and I can't bust loose your bleeder screws, then we're going to have to be putting on all brand new calipers, and that is going to increase the costs exponentially, because if it's going to be one corner, it's going to be that corner and the other corner and so forth. So before we start, we need to do a little education so that you guys know exactly what's what. All right, you guys remember back in science class, you guys had Newton and the guy that had the apple fall on him sitting on the tree. There's another dude. They were best friends, and his name was Pascal. You guys know who Pascal is? Pascal's law. Pascal's law is very important when we are talking about brakes, and specifically the hydraulic system that holds our brake fluid. I want you to think of your brake lines as a pipe, okay? As a pipe. I'm gonna read you something verbatim. This is can be found on Google. Pascal's law, or Pascal's principle, states that pressure applied to an enclosed, incompressible fluid, brake fluid, is transmitted equally and undiminished to every part of that fluid and the container walls. So that's why we have these rubber flex lines with multiple layers, because we have to keep that pressure in the line and transmitted from your foot all the way to the brake pads, okay? Alex is my brake pad, and I am the brake master cylinder. There's a column of water between us. If I were to push on this column of water, Alex is gonna move backwards. Now, you're gonna wonder what brings that back in. If you guys take apart these calipers, which we probably should do one day, there's actually a square cut O-ring. Now think of an O-ring, it's supposed to be nice and round, but think of a square cut O-ring. You know, if this picture is square, okay, I'm rolling that square is going to want to go back into its groove. The circle O-ring is just going to seal. Our square cut O-ring is actually doing two things: sealing, but bringing our pistons back into the bore. So as I was telling you about the tube, we're pushing down on this side, and it's going to push our dude up on the other side. So that's what's happening in the brake system. Now, you guys know what gravity is. Ray talks about it all the time on his channel. And gravity in this situation is actually going to work for us. One of the things we have to do, and we have to always remember when we're doing our brake bleeds, is we have to start at the furthest caliper, the furthest corner away from the master cylinder. Right rear, right front, left front. Now this is really important if you're doing like brake lines and you got all new lines up in the truck and you got to get all that air out. That is something you need to really remember, farthest away from the master cylinder. However, when you're hanging calipers, or even if you're doing these brake lines right here, front or rear, okay, you have the option of hooking up the brake. What I did, you have this option, is I hung all my new parts, and I had the old caliper over here. Hung them up, lubed everything, put a nut on the rotor, on the stud here, so nothing was flopping around, everything is ready to go. I just did not have the line on. These calipers came from Ford loaded with a bracket, the slides, and a new bolt and 2 copper washers. So what I did was I took off the line, put it on the new caliper, tightened it down, snugged it down, and then I came over here and I opened up the bleeder screw. Now I had, not had in past tense, in present tense, I have a blue piece of line that what I did was I went here like this. Now, I think really what I should be in is a competition for the cleanliness area when you work. I did not make one mess. I had cardboard down collecting all this Michigan rust on the floor, and my little basin that allowed me to collect all my brake fluid. So I just popped this on, had the bleeder screw loose, and just waited. I'm waiting. Gravity, the brake master cylinder is all the way up here in the engine compartment. Look where I am right here. I am so far down. Now gravity is going to take that fluid, trickle all through the lines, fill this whole cavity up with brake fluid. If this is filling up, gravity is going to pull that brake fluid all the way down to the bottom. If this is fluid level is going up, what do you think is being purged out? Air. You can gravity bleed as long as you have a steady flow. It's not going to be a stream like you're depressing the brakes, but it's going to start flowing probably like this fast. Like this fast. Once you have that achieved in that hose, go ahead and tighten your bleeder screw. This whole thing is charged and ready for your final bleed. And I have actually let the vehicle go because I didn't have any air after gravity bleeding. But we're going to double check, and I'm going to show you guys the 2 ways, one, doing gravity bleed. If you don't have a helper, you can gravity bleed each one of them again to double check, or go find somebody, or go buy the brake bleed pressure bleeder ball and bleed the air out using compressed air diaphragm machine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift this thing up. I am gonna have the helper assistant get in the truck, and you all are gonna come with me to each corner of the vehicle, and we're gonna bleed it one more time to ensure we have zero air getting into the brakes. Now I've already gone ahead and changed the oil. I've changed the fuel filters. I've changed the air filter. I filled it with oil. I have primed it, and I have already started. Everything is good to go. But I need to put the wheels on, and the last concern is his alarm is always going off. We need to check the alarm event history and make sure that none of the door jar switches are staying ajar, or the hood latch. He's already, not the hood latch, not an limo duty, but his little hood switch right here, he's got them tied together thinking that maybe this was the culprit. So let's get up in the truck and start the conventional wave bleeding brakes. Now you can choose to do this with the truck on or off. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and pump the brakes up. The brake pedal is gonna go all the way to the floor, and it's gonna push the brake pads and the pistons out from their bore and now seat the pads right against the rotor. And as he does that, now this brake pedal is nice and high. It's not going all the way to the floor as if you had a hydraulic leak. So what we're gonna do, Alex, in your opinion, what does the brakes feel like right now? Take the key out so these guys aren't gonna get mad.
It feels like a little lighter than a normal brake pedal should be.
Okay, so yeah. We could possibly have air in there still?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am gonna go back to the right rear. Okay, we're gonna put the key in and roll down that window. We're gonna go up some more. See how much air we get out of here. Probably is gonna feel a bit different once we have the vehicle running and we have our, our hydraulic or our vacuum assist. So come over here, got my little prep station. Farthest away, we're gonna go up some more. Farthest away from the master cylinder. What do you guys do when you take tires off of the vehicles you're working on? Do you lean them against the hoist? Do you throw them underneath the vehicle? Are you using them to stand on? What do you guys do? Okay, we got clearance. We got clearance right there. All right, I'm gonna put this on preemptively. Now I know I'm not getting screwed on, sprayed on. Now what I did find interesting is the back ones are 3/8. This was too big, but the front one, the caliper bleeder screws up here, were straight up a 10. Kind of weird. I don't know. Ford and their infinite wisdom of changing things. Okay, so crucial part of information right now is communication. Whoever you have in the vehicle, whether it's a helper, your mom, your dad, your wife, your old lady, your sister, your cousin, your dog, your turtle, you guys all need to hear each other, and we need to communicate. I want you to pump the brakes up. Pumping! Okay, hold it. Okay, right now he's got his foot holding the brakes. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna loosen. I'm just gonna crack this loose. Okay, pedal should have went to the floor. Okay, we gotta communicate. Pump it. Pumping. Okay, hold it. Oh yeah, look at that straight fluid. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. Pump it. Okay, hold it. Oh yeah, no bubbles, okay. And that's what I like too, is using this and not spraying fluid all over my man's mud flap, all over the ground. I can't emphasize to you guys how much I hate making messes. These guys told me 20 years ago, 25 years ago, this was the wrong business you want to get into. Brake clean, sorry. Sitting here yapping. Okay, we're tight. Don't forget to put your cappers on. Okay, I like that. That looks good. Okay, you can let up off of it. Okay, go ahead and pump it. Come over to this side. Again, 3/8. I cut this in half too. This was a really long hose and it was kind of messing up, and actually is working better, shorter. Okay, hold it. Holding. Ooh, good shot. Okay. Again. Now, what you're going to want to do as well, we're going to talk about this after this next bleed. Okay, hold it. Holding. Oh yeah, all fluid, no air. That gravity bleed works like a frickin' champ. Always do gravity bleed first. And, you know, I've had other people say that, you know, they've had to take the brake fluid reservoir cap off. I don't know about that. Having the cap off is not gonna make that fluid stop draining. If you have a hydraulic leak, that brake master fluid cylinder cap can be on, it's still gonna leak. So one thing I want you to be aware of is the correct brake fluid is going to be indicated on your brake fluid reservoir cap. All the new Superduties are all .4. The steel bodies in the older vehicles, they are .3. So make sure you're using the right fluid. And after you're bleeding, after you gravity bled, make sure your master cylinder's topped off. You don't want to get so low where you're down past the lines and you're pumping it up and now you're pumping air into the brake. No. You guys are going to be in a way more aggravated state than you are probably now dealing with your rusted rear rotors. And in fact, you can't get the rotors off. I'm going to put a description link here in the bottom right now showing you guys how to take the rear rotors off and backing off those emergency brake shoes, which you got to do it sometimes, but not all the time. So we're going to go to the right front and knock this one out. Hi. Hi. Okay, pumping. Pumping. Okay, hold it. And after we're done, I like to, let me wipe this off. I like to go around and make sure all of our, see, this one's not going to want to stay on, all of our banjo bolts, all of our copper gaskets are nice and dry. Okay, you're holding it still? Okay, cracking it loose, keep holding. Ooh, just a little bit. You hear that little spit? Okay, pump it. This is why we redo it. This is why you go on road tests. Okay, hold it. Oh yeah, not one piece of air. I like it, I like it. Okay, that's good, that side's done. Gonna let this hose leak out. Give it a little spritz. Best brake clean in the world. Visit our website, rainmanauto.com, and grab yourself some Denko brake clean. And a lot of you guys have been liking, a lot of you guys have been liking my PTT screwdrivers. I use them every day, all day, even got a magnet, and I can take apart a lot of shit. Okay, don't forget your cap. I don't need this door open. We're going over to the driver's side. Put that on. All right, that looks good. Moving right along. Okay, pump it. Pumping. Same procedure. Let's go ahead and wipe it off. Make sure there's no gobbledygoops. See, these bleeder screws up here are completely different than the ones in the back. Just different caliper. Okay, hold it. Holding. All right, just a little bit. That's why we do it. All right, pump it. I like how the hose can just slip over the bleeder screw. Hold it. Oh yeah, all fluid. I love it. Certified brake job. All good. We're gonna do another little spritz. There's no brake fluid all over the caliper, and most importantly on the brake linings, because if it gets brake fluid on it, you're gonna have to replace those linings again. You can't, I mean, you can, but it's just, you really shouldn't. Okay, now it's tire time. Okay, I did not have to rotate them. I took the lug nut off, we're good. Oh yeah, lug nuts. I put a little lubrication on these threads because they were super rusty. Okay, we'll get the rear tire. I like it, I like it. Look at them new parts. Ooh, they look good. I would have hacky sacked it to you. Right rear, I like it. I'm so glad they don't have these clad wheels anymore. Okay, front tire. Okay, we're gonna tighten all these down. 21. Should I wear my mat gun with my new penny Lokes? Wear these out in the field, out the trap. What you guys think? Waterproof, weatherproof, oil resistant, slip proof. I like them. We're tightening them down. Okay, we're gonna lower this turd down. I'm gonna torque these lug nuts down to about 155 lb footies. And then I'm gonna give it my final seal approval on the brakes. And then we're gonna start looking at the alarm. All right, as I sit here and wind my electric cable back up, which I hopefully aren't gonna be having to do here soon. Have you guys, particularly the steel bodies, because I've had more issues with the Superduties, but the steel body guys out there, has your alarm been causing you problems? Well, this guy, I should say this customer of mine, saw my video for the Superduties where the hood latch was the culprit for causing that alarm sequence to happen, and he thought he would try that same thing, but apparently the circuitry for the hood ajar switch is just fine. This is working apparently because the alarm is still going off when he had completely connected the circuit, taking the switch out of the loop. So what I've already done, as we were bleeding the brakes, I've already installed, as you can see right through here, the VCM tree. The VCM3, gonna go ahead and turn the key on. We got connection. Come over here to the computer, and I'm gonna go to IDS. Everything's hooked up. We're gonna identify the vehicle. Like I said, this is a 2015, and I can't really say that I've had a whole hell of a lot of alarm events with these particular trucks. I've had a couple of door jar switches fail, saying that the door was open when it really wasn't, but that was causing the lights to stay on in the truck. So I'm kind of curious to see if there's any codes in here pertaining to an alarm event. Okay, we're gonna do the self-test, and instead of doing just the powertrain, we're gonna go to continuous memory DTCs. We're gonna scan the whole truck, continuous memory DTCs. The most important ones, if you're diagnosing an engine problem, is the key on, engine off, on demand. On demand, that's the most important one. However, I don't want to get any on-demand codes. I want to scan all the modules and see what codes are being set, and then I'll go to each individual module that has a fault and run its corresponding on-demand self-test. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're going to go here and let it do its thing. All right, self-test finished, and man, that's not what I wanted. We don't have any DTCs. All right, let's go down to data logger. Let's go to modules. Let's do BCM. I'm going to monitor all of the latches and switches in the truck. All right, let's go to right rear door. Right rear door. Door switch right rear. Door switch passenger. Door switch driver, door switch left rear. Okay, how about hood? Let's go to H. Hood, high beam, hood right there. Hood. Let's see. Closed, closed, closed. Dang. Okay, so what's causing it? Is it the hood? Push that down. Let's see if that changes. Close, open, close, open, close. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. Go ahead and open and close the driver's door. Get real close and just do this. All right, let's do the left rear. Damn, what's happening? What's happening? All right, let's do right rear. What's going on? Okay, front door. WTF. Open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. Well, you guys have heard me talk about this before. What is, let's see if Junior knows, what is the first diagnostic step in the repair process? If you bring your vehicle in for a concern, what is the first thing that the technician has to do? You brought your vehicle in for concern, the check engine light's on and it's running rough. What's the first thing that the technician has to do? He's got the keys, he's going out to the car. What is the first thing he's got to do?
To scan for the check engine code.
Close. He's got the keys and he's walking out to the car. What's the first thing he's going to have to do? What's the first part of the diagnostic process? Pulling codes? Yeah, I'd say that'd be the second part of the diagnostic. Yes, okay, we're walking out to the vehicle and we're looking at the repair order. And the repair order says check engine light on, vehicle's running rough. Okay, so the technician gets in the car, turns the key, what does he have to do right now? He's pulling it in. What's he doing as he's pulling it in? He's got to verify the customer's concern. The first thing you do is you verify the customer's concern. You look at the repair order. What's he come in for? Give me a concern.
Check engine light.
Okay. Turn the car on. Is the check engine light on?
Yes.
Okay. Give me another concern.
Tire low.
Tire low. Walk around the vehicle. Does it look like tires are low? Verify the customer's concern. What step is that in the diagnostic process?
Number one.
Number one. So, with that being said, what do we have to do? We have to verify the customer's concern. I have not been able to verify that his alarm is going off, but his neighbors are telling him that his alarm is going off. Him disconnecting that hood jar switch is telling me that it's happening. I would believe that this is going on. However, I am gonna have to verify this concern. I don't know. I guess I do know. It can't really be this because he's already disconnected that and completed the circuit. How do I know if it is any of the 4 door jar switches? This doesn't have any proximity sensors like these guys do, so we don't have any of that nonsense to worry about. What is it? Is it a door jar switch? Or is this something that I've never replaced yet on these trucks? I want you to guys take this opportunity to go down in the comments and let me know if your alarm has been going off on your steel body and what you guys had to do. Was it a door jar switch? Was it the hood switch? Was it something inside the truck that was triggering going off that we're unaware of? This would have to be something I'd probably have to sit with the scan tool on. This is a tricky thing. We have to verify the customer's concern, and getting the alarm to activate when it's not supposed to is going to be kind of tricky. So we're going to do some further diagnostics. I'm going to talk with the customer. Can he leave it with me for a few days? Can he leave it with me until I figure it out? That's something I'm going to have to go over with him. But right now, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and I will get back on your 6.7 Scorpion when you guys come to see me. See ya.